And with that said, I want to thank you all for being on the call today. Man, it gives me pleasure to see this young man. We have him on our call for the last 2 years. We'll continue to have him as long as we will have him. And just done a great job in AC. He's on the charts. And we just love to see you get your time has come, sir. We appreciate you so much. Before we get started, we have a flyer we want to put up about our guest speaker. I just got the text out this morning, but we want to congratulate the great Dean Tarrolly for being an influencer. What I like to call him is a 22 Circle of Champions, Mr. Dean Tarrolly. Can we give him a hand?
Al, I don't know how we keep doing this. How do we keep doing this every other month? I don't get Jen's laughing, something Magley. I mean, I don't get it, but you guys keep having me back. So I guess we'll,
the best of the best.
I guess we'll do this. What's up, Jocelyn? Okay. Well, folks, there's some people I have some history with here on this call. So we're having some laughs together. Let me start there's a lot of you, there seems like there's some new names. There's some people on here that, you guys have gotten to know me over the course of the last couple of years. Can't even believe it. And some people that haven't had a chance to meet me or haven't had a chance to meet you. So really quickly, you guys, my story is simple, but before I go into my story, I'll start where I start every single call that I do is I hope that you don't take Mr. Thomas for granted. I hope you don't take this environment for granted because it's unique. And the reason I tell you that is when you have somebody like an Al Thomas who is willing to bring together all these different people, all these different teams. And look, you guys, when he does this is listen, by the way, for the month of February, permission to be very direct with everyone. Do I have that permission? Okay, I got it from Al. Do I have it from Sensational Sharian? Because with those glasses, if she doesn't give me the green light, then I'm out. Okay, cool. Look, you guys, here's the deal. There's no guarantee that you're going to win here. All right, let's get it clear. When Al signed up in network marketing a long time ago, there was no guarantee. But see, the leaders don't look for a guarantee. Like that's why I always think it's really interesting when I do presentation, people go, well, what's the average person make at this position or that position? You know what my response is? And you guys can copy this if you want, but this is what I say. People go, what's the average ETL make? What's the average RC make? What's the average RD make? What's the average? Here's my response. Ready? Do you want to be average? No, I don't want to be average. Well, then why are we even talking about this? It doesn't matter what the average is. It matters what you think you can make. It matters what you want to do out of this, right? So I got a bunch of stuff to go through with you guys to get this month off to what I hope will be a really great start for all of you. But, I have a lot of love and respect for Mr. Thomas. The company does, the co-founders do, the leaders that have had the privilege of being around him. And if you work directly with him, you guys, please do not take that time for granted, please. You have access to a person who's built a business within this industry that is outstanding. And so anyway, Mr. Thomas, thanks for having me back, and I'm happy to be here. So yeah, so we got some stuff to go over. This whole influencer Circle of Champions thing, it was really, it's a great honor. It's the result of a team. I have a phenomenal team. I have great leaders that have been willing to be coached and taught and developed, and now they're doing the same thing. And I know some of them are on this call right now. And I know you mentioned one of our regional coordinators, Roxanne Corlejo, who now speaks on this call. Absolutely love her. Doug Soto, and there's a whole bunch of other people. So if I get into like naming names, I'm going to miss someone and I'm going to feel bad and I don't want to go there. So anyway, I'm super grateful for the team. That's why this happened for me. I get to, kind of, be recognized, and got to train this last weekend in Dallas, which was a blast. For those of you who were there, we had some fun, right? So let's get into this. Okay, here we go. I need to know if you guys are ready because I got some stuff to do. Okay, cool. And Mr. Thomas, you throw the flag on me when we need to finish, but I do have some stuff to go over. I have something to show you on the screen. But here we go. So I'm gonna dive in now. You guys, this new position is ridiculous. Now, for those of you who are brand new, you're not going to understand the impact of this because you haven't been around long enough to understand the chasm, the journey between executive team leader to regional director. Right. And, I always liked that there was a journey there because it really let us know who to work with. It really let us know that there was someone who was going to see this thing through no matter what. But the company recognized, now I want you to hear the words I said, the company recognized that there was a gap there that could be filled. In the development of leaders, there was a gap between executive team leader and regional director that could be filled. So the company created this position of regional coordinator, which, Mr. Julian Lewis, old friends for a long time, did a perfect job explaining this. You guys, you need a couple hundred points in your team. Now, listen up. You don't have to get half the number of points that you need to become a regional director. You don't need 300. You need 200 customer points between you and a team. And I'm going to let you guys know who can do that. Everyone. Why? We have 8-point services. You guys, if you take like a family member's team and a friend's team, and in your family member's team, maybe you sign up your spouse, mom, dad, brother, you help everybody get customer qualified with 7 to 10 to 15 points. Do you guys realize that 4 or 5 reps in a leg, you're going to have 100 customer points? 4 or 5 reps in a second leg, you're going to have 100 customer points plus your own customer points. You're a regional coordinator and you barely got out of bed. And now you're making overriding bonuses under your executive team leaders. You guys, I'm telling you, you have to know where we were to know how big of a deal this is. Almost like Back to the Future. You got to know where we were to know where you're going. You guys, this is a monumental change in the comp plan. Let me explain why. More people are going to make more money than has ever happened in ACN. In my opinion, more people are going to make more money than they ever have before since I've been involved in the company. I'm going to tell you why. Because the company recognized that window, that gap, and they filled it saying, hey, look, if you get good at getting customers, if you get good at presenting the business to people, and you get good at promoting events, guess what? You're getting paid. You're going to be paid. Where before the regional coordinator position, you could work with leaders on your team, but if they were at your position, if you're an executive team leader and they're an executive team leader, if you're a true leader, you want your team paid. Yes or no? Is that a true statement? You want your people paid. We always taught, don't worry about your pay, get them paid. Don't worry about your bonus, get them a bonus. Don't worry about your promotion, get them a promotion. See, if you do that, you're getting promoted, you're getting paid, and you're earning bonuses by default. But here's what the company said. Now with regional coordinator, when all of that stuff happens that we've been teaching you for years, that Al's been teaching us for years, you're now going to get paid on it, and you're going to get paid substantially. I cannot express to you how big of a deal this is. A whole bunch of people that were not getting paid for their efforts. And you want to know what? They were doing ACN based on a dream, a vision, the leadership, whoever they're working with, and trust, right? It's something what I'm going to cover in a second. That's what they were going on. But now you have the tangible result as a reward for the actions that you're taking with your team because of a new position that you had nothing to do with. The company created it. So if you want to know if you guys are in the right place at the right time with the right people, with the right company in the right industries, I'm telling you, it's green lights for as long as you can see. You are. The only question is, what are you going to do about it? So there's 3 things I want to tell you guys really quickly. Okay, here goes. 3 things I want you to write this down if you want to. If you, by the way, let me get this out of the way for the month. I am not a fan of committing things to memory. Okay. So if you guys get on this call and you're not taking notes, I'm letting you know it's on you. It's not on me, and it's not on Al. So for those of you guys who have heard me over the course of the last couple of years, look, man, I'm in the business of trying to get you out of the position you're in. I'm in the business of trying to get you out of the position you're in into the next position. But if you don't change what you're doing, please do not expect any change here. Does that make sense, everybody? I hope. Okay, cool. Now, here's what I want to cover. So I want you to write this down. I want you to write down decision, right? You got to make a decision. You got to make a decision. I'm going to become a regional coordinator if I'm not there yet. Or if I am a regional coordinator, I'm going to be a regional director. I am doing that. Right? I am doing that. You got to make a decision. And by the way, with that decision, put a time frame on it. I'm going to get in shape. When? 2038? Come on. Like, right? Like, come on. I'm losing those 10 pounds by. I'm going to do this by. I will be a regional coordinator by. There you go. Ryan Ruiz, one of my regional directors. He'll be one of our next regional vice presidents. He just said goals and dates. So the first thing you have to do is you have to make a decision and put a time frame on it. So number one is a decision and a time frame. The second word is this: trust. You got to trust the leader that you're working with, man. If you like, look, it's that old thing, a jump, how high, run, how far, read which books. Like that has to happen. You have to have that inherent trust in the leader. And if you don't, I'm letting you know that this is doomed to fail. Because you as a new person or an up and coming leader, you're going to try to sort all this stuff out on your own. And by the way, you guys, sometimes what happens in life and in ACN, a little knowledge is more dangerous than none. And let me explain what I mean by that. It doesn't mean I don't want you to get educated. It means that when you get a little bit of information and you try to do too much with that little bit of information, I'm telling you, that's dangerous. I think a couple years ago, I used the analogy, if a couple guys are going to get into a fight and one guy has taken one karate lesson and the other guy hasn't, I'm letting you know that, in my opinion, the guy who took the one karate lesson is going to get his butt kicked because he's going to try to do all this stuff. He doesn't know what he's doing yet. He took one lesson in a mall. And the one guy's just going to find a time to knock him in the nose, and he does, and then the fight's over. So the reason I'm telling you guys this is there's a system in place, and we want to build your business. We want to build your knowledge, which builds your skill set step by step. But in order to do that, you have to trust the leader that you're working with. We're not going to ask you to do something that's not going to advance your business. Think about this, you guys. Think of this philosophy and trust. Why in the world would we ever ask you to do something, go somewhere, watch something, order something, sign up for something, or read something that wouldn't advance your business? Why would we do that? That would be a waste of time. Well, we're not in the business of wasting time. I'm not. I hope you're not either. So the second one is trust. You have to have that trust and let go of the edge of the pool and let the leader take you where you signed up to go, and don't fight them along the way. Am I making sense, you guys? Yes or no? Okay, cool. So that's the second one. So number one is a decision. Number two is trust. And number three is action. You guys, you can make a decision and you can have all the trust in the world, but if your butt doesn't get off the couch, guess what? Those things do not matter. It was just coffee conversation. Action takes care of everything. In fact, to let you guys know that I am a note taker as well, if I can find it. And I hope I can. Give me a second. Let's see here. Bear with me. Here we go. So one of the top senior vice presidents in the company that came over from Connect, really great guy. I had a chance to meet him. He talked to me after I trained. He was very, very nice. A gentleman named Presley Swaggerty. Here's what he said. I took the notes. Here's what he said. I took the notes. So listen up. He said, doubt will take you out of action, and action will take you out of doubt. What? What? Like Jim Rohn said, you could stay up all night and not think of that. What? Doubt will take you out of action, and action will take you out of doubt. So those are the three, you guys. So think about it. Make a decision and have a time frame. Have a goal set. Trust in the leader that you're working with, that we're going to take you where we know to take you to get you the results that you signed up for. And lastly, we got to take action. So think about this, you guys, right here, right out of my notes. I know Al always talks about it, but right out of my notes that I prepare when I do this call. Check this out. And write this down if you want. Past performance is a great indicator of future results, right? So what does that mean? Past performance is a great indicator of future results. Well, here's what it means. If you find somebody that has succeeded in one industry, it is reasonable to believe that they may succeed here. Why? Because they've already succeeded at something. Now, that doesn't mean that if you find someone who hasn't achieved success, that they won't have success here. That's not what it means. They can if they choose to. They may just have to go through a little more personal growth. They may have to go through getting their teeth knocked in a little more than some of those other people. And not the fact that you get your teeth knocked in. We all get our teeth knocked in. It's how you respond to it. The people that have been through stuff, they understand how to respond to stuff like that. Show of hands, is this making sense? So you guys, check this out. When you get really good at that part of it, you almost look forward to the fight. Because guess what happens? Because you've been through it, you can bob and weave those things. By the way, who's had a negative family member, friend, coworker about ACN? Let me tell you guys something. I do too. And guess what? You know what happens for me? Honest to God, for me, I feel bad for them. Like, I feel bad for them. Right? Like, because they don't know what they don't know. But you do. So let me tell you the value of experience, right? People get paid a lot of money to predict the future, right? They do. I mean, people get paid a lot of money to predict the future. Here's a list: stocks, crypto, sports, real estate, business. What's it going to do? Who's going to win? What's that stock going to do? Is that property going to buy it? All to predict the future. Like, guys, let me tell you something. If you've been around ACN for a long enough period of time, let me tell you something. This becomes pretty easy. And I want to share with you why we're in such an important time for you right now. Regardless of how long you've been in ACN, here's why. We're getting ready over the course of this year to launch this group health share healthcare. But by the way, you guys, I was at a meeting with someone who's in the insurance industry, and she said, this is going to fill the niche that I can't fill in my office right now. She was freaking out, getting people coverage that she couldn't get covered before. And you're going to get paid on that. And it's going to be one of the highest billing services we've ever had. And oh, by the way, it hasn't even launched yet. How about the fact that we're expanding countries and we're expanding services here in the US? And some of the stuff hasn't even launched yet. And oh, by the way, to throw on top of that, the company created a new position where if you make a decision to get a few things done, you're going to be overriding bonuses that in January you were not getting, and in February you are, for the same work. Give me a break. Now, check this out. I have a little something to show you guys that's going to illustrate this point. So we're going to have a little fun in February. Fun February. That's what we call it. All right, here we go. So some of you are going to know the scene, and some of you are not going to know the scene of something I'm going to show you, but pay attention and listen up, because there's a message in it. There's a lesson in it. And I hope you guys get this. So here goes. Give me a second. Let's see here. Let me share my screen. I hope you all are listening up. Here goes. Listen to the words and laugh along the way. Listen up.
Tell the truth, Doc. You gotta believe me.
Tell me, future boy.
Who's president of the United States in 1985?
Ronald Reagan.
Ronald Reagan, the actor? Then who's vice president? Jerry Lewis?
I suppose Jane Wyman is the first lady.
Whoa, wait, Doc.
And Jack Benny is Secretary of the Treasury.
Doc, you gotta listen to me.
I got enough practical jokes for one evening. Good night, future boy.
No, wait, Doc. Doc, the bruise in your head. I know how that happened. You told me the whole story. You were standing on your toilet and you were hanging a clock and you fell and you hit your head on the sink. And that's when he came up with the idea for the flux capacitor, which is what makes time travel possible.
All right. Why did I show you that? Well, by the way, it's one of the best movies ever. If you've never seen Back to the Future, I'm kicking you off this call. Go see it. The original. Why did I show you Marty going back and talking to him? Why? He was already in the future. He knows what's coming. And think about what happened when he said, well, who's president? Ronald Reagan. Ha, the actor? So when your friend looks, he goes, how? You got involved in one of those things. Looks like this? You're already in one. If you got a job with a boss, you're in one. Someone is determining your hours and your income and ultimately your quality of life. And you have to do what you need to do and jump through hoops and sing and dance as fast as you can to try to get a little time back in your life to do the things that you want to do. So understand something. I think that clip is tremendously important, and I shared it with you for a reason. Marty McFly knew the future. He came back and he had to fight his way back to the future, but he had a message. And by the way, he was not accepting the message. The president, who's the Secretary of State, he's laughing, shut the door in his face. But then he said, I know how you got the bruise on your head. And then he came back out and, flux capacitor and all that. But you guys, are you understanding the message? Are you understanding what I'm saying here? If you know, so what does that mean? You got to trust the leader that you're working with, or become the leader that you can take people through those steps and get them the result that they want. I'm letting you know, I know what's coming in ACN. And here's what I also know. Here's the facts. You all can have a piece of it, but I also know this, not all of you will. And I'm going to tell you why. Because there are some people that will commit to doing what they said they were going to do, follow this through, and there's some people who won't. And guess what? I'm okay with it. That's life. Congratulations. There's some people that are in the stands, and there's some people that are on the field. You just got to decide which one you want to be. But if you make a decision and you put a timeline on it, you trust in the leader that you're working with, and you take action. I'm letting you know, regional coordinator, regional director, regional vice president one day, and I'm working towards the two to get to Mr. Thomas's position of senior vice president. So, Mr. Thomas, that's what I got. Let's see, 9:33. I'm done. And I know we're really quick on time this month, and I'm going to do my best to not go over. So hopefully that was helpful. It's great to see you guys, and I'll turn it back over to you.